Students, today we are going to read chapter Management of Natural Resources. As you know that nature has provided us many of the resources like air, water, then sunlight which is made available by the sun, and even the moving wind, that is also a natural resource. Now, in the ninth, we talked about these natural resources and how these natural resources are cycled over one another. We talked about the nitrogen cycle, then we studied carbon cycle, oxygen cycle. So, these various natural resources, if they are gaseous, then they are rotating or they are moving in the cyclic way. Then some of the components or some of the natural resources are the part of the soil also. So, they are cycled over and over again in nature. And then we talked about the pollution of these resources in our previous chapter, that how these natural resources are being exploited by human beings, and because of that they are depleting day by day, and it is all because of the activities of human beings. Now these natural resources, they are to be used in a sustainable way so that we can conserve our environment. Now what is a sustainable way? Means to use these natural resources judiciously. If we will use these natural resources judiciously, then only nature will support us and these resources will be available to us for the future. Now for example, some of the natural resources like forest, then wildlife, water, coal, and petroleum. All these are the natural resources, and these natural resources are to be maintained for the sustainable development of the nature. यानी कि and the human being, if we want to improve our maintain our natural resources, then whatever the natural resources are available to us, they should be used judiciously. Then we have in the daily life also we hear about many of the environmental the problems like the global level problems. At the global level also we hear about many of the problems like the air pollution, then the global warming we talked about. That is, global warming is the increase of the earth's temperature because of the many of the harmful gases which are acting as greenhouse gases. And what these greenhouse gases are doing, they are trapping the solar energy, and because of that there is increase in the temperature of the earth. So these are the various environmental problems, and many of the international laws and regulations have been made at the national level also and at the international level also to protect the environment. Suppose now this is the activity 16.1. Find out about the national norms to regulate the emission of carbon dioxide. This is your activity. You have to search that what are the norms and the conditions at the international level for the emission of carbon dioxide. Means whenever there is any factory or a vehicle is producing carbon dioxide due to the burning of fossil fuels, then there is a limit for the production. जो environment में जो gaseous substances produce हो रहे हैं, स्पेशली जो fossil fuels के बर्न होने से, उसके लिए कुछ पर्टिकुलर लॉज बनाए गए हैं कि जो पोल्यूटेड एयर रिलीज हो रही है फैक्ट्रीज से या व्हीकल्स से, उनमें कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का अमाउंट जो है वो फिक्स्ड किया गया है. सो यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट दिस. Then have a discussion in class about how we can contribute towards meeting these norms. You can write your own views that how can we contribute to fulfill all these norms which are laid by the government of India and which are laid at the international level. There are many of the organizations and which are creating awareness among the people to promote the activities and to improve the attitude of the people towards the environment and the natural resources. And you might have heard in the TVs also and in the newspapers also, you have studied that many of the quotations or the, we can say, pictures are there to save the environment, save Ganga, save forest, save wildlife. So all these are the nature lover peoples or the organizations. So you have to write the name of the organizations which are active in your neighborhood, village, town or city, which are concerned about the pollution of these natural resources, and find out how you can contribute towards the same cause. Means what can be your contribution to protect the environment. For example, you at your home can also contribute in saving the environment. How? Suppose you are not sitting in that room, what should be done? Switch off the lights and the fans, whatever are working. उससे क्या होगा, बिकॉज लाइट इट इज़ प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज प्रोड्यूस्ड आइदर बाय बर्निंग ऑफ कोल or by water. So coal it is a fossil fuel which is a natural resource, and water, running water, it is also a natural resource. So by saving the electricity from being consumed, we can save our environment. Then people should be aware about all these exploitations of natural resources. Awareness should be spread in the society so that the people may become more and more aware, more and more concerned about the natural resources and their saving. For example, Ganga Action Plan. Ganga Action Plan is what? As you know that Ganga is the longest river, and when it is flowing, it is crossing many of the cities and the towns and the villages, we can say. And what the people do, whatever the factories are situated or whatever the daily waste are produced by the people, what they do, they dump off, they throw their waste in the river, and because of that the river has become polluted. For that, Ganga Action Plan has been acted upon. And what is that? This is a multi-crore project which is used to improve the quality of water in the Ganga river. This Ganga Action Plan came into existence in 1985. Why there is need of this Ganga Action Plan? Because the river was polluted very badly by the activities of the people. And E. coli or coliform is a group of bacteria. And these bacteria are present in the human intestine, but their number has increased in lot in this river water. So how it has happened? Because the people, what they do, they throw their waste, even including the human waste, it is thrown in the water bodies, and that is causing the disease, this multiplication of the disease causing microorganisms. Now in this graph, what are you able to see? The total E. coli bacteria, this green is the normal level, then red is the maximum level. What we are able to see that the number of these E. coli bacteria at different places has increased a lot, which is giving the alarming warning to the people that the number of or the amount of the waste that is thrown in the water body should be controlled. Otherwise, the river or water will become completely polluted. So this is the maximum or minimum red color is showing, and the annual mean is the blue color. Means we can see that in throughout the year the number of this E. coli bacteria increases a lot, and at some places it has increased at an alarming rate. Now pollution of the Ganga. This Ganga, as you know, it is the longest river and it is near about 25 kilometer जो है run करती है, and it starts from the Gangotri in the Himalaya region and it falls in the Bay of Bengal. So it covers a lot of distance, and when it is covering, the lot of waste is drained by the people in the from the towns and the cities, and especially in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. What they pour their garbage and excreta, and even many of the other human activities like bathing, washing of clothes and immersion of ashes, etc. These are also polluting these water bodies. Then industries are also contributing a lot in increasing the chemical effluents, means the chemical waste, and that's why this river, this Ganga, has become polluted. And because of the increase, because these pollutants, they increases the toxicity of the water, and because of that aquatic animals, especially the fishes, they are being killed in the large section of the river. Now there are measurable factors which can be taken or which can be allocated or which can be done to qualify or quantify pollution or to control the quality of the water. And these pollutants which are very harmful, and they are present in the water bodies. So what is to be done, that we should use some of the equipments to measure the level of pollution. And for example, pH. What is pH? pH is negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, and by measuring the pH of water is normal if the water is pure. Neutral we can say, it is 7. pH इज़ अ स्केल जहाँ पर हम जो है मेजर करते हैं वाटर का pH कितना है, और उसके लिए pH पेपर अवेलेबल होते हैं लैब्स में, और वहाँ जब वाटर के अंदर pH पेपर को डिप किया जाता है तो वाटर लेवल के कारण जो pH है वो क्या करता है, इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज होता है, एंड दैट गिव्स अ रीडिंग. सो वी कैन मेजर द pH ऑफ द वाटर. न्यूट्रल water can be acidic, or it may be basic, or it may be neutral. Pure water, it is neutral. So by measuring the pH of the water, we can identify whether the water is polluted or it is unpolluted. So this is an activity that you have to check the pH of the water supplied to your house using universal indicator or litmus paper. Means we can use the litmus paper also, red litmus paper and blue litmus paper, about which you have read that these litmus papers, they give the acidic and the basic test. And by using these litmus papers, or by using the pH paper, we can measure the pH of the water. Then also check the pH of water in the local water body which are present in your surroundings, and you can easily identify if the water is not polluted, the pH will be neutral, that is 7, and if it is acidic or basic, we can say that some of the pollutants are present in the water bodies. Now, if we have checked, suppose the water is polluted, then what should be done, or what should be done at our level so that we can make a difference? So 3 R's we have to keep in our mind to save the environment, and these 3 R's are reduce, recycle and reuse. So we can say that these are the 3 R's. Reduce means we should use or minimize the use of the electricity by switching off unnecessary lights and fans. And by doing this, what we will be able to do, we will be able to save the water. And in the same way, if there are some the taps which are leaking, then their repairing should be done. We should not waste food, so that, because food, that is also a natural resource. When it is grown in the soil, it is consuming many of the minerals of the soil. So we should not waste water, we should not waste electricity, and when there is any wastage, we should have a check on that. Then the second R is recycle. Recycle means whatever the materials are used by us, they should be recycled to make the new required things, instead of synthesizing or extracting fresh plastic. Suppose we have used some plastic bottles, or plastic, we can say glasses we have used, or paper glasses we are using, or some metal items are there. So instead of just wasting them, they should be recycled. And what will be the benefit of being recycled? Because otherwise the demand is increasing, and to fulfill the demand, new and new plastic will be used, or new and new we can say paper will be used to meet the requirement. So by the recycling, we can minimize the use of the natural resources. Now the question comes, how can we recycle? So for that, what we have to do, we have to segregate the things or the waste which we produced from our daily house activities. So for example, there should be a separate bins for the waste which is degradable and which is not biodegradable. Biodegradable waste are peels of vegetables, papers, etc. They should be thrown in separate dustbin, and the articles like plastic and paper, etc., they should be separated in the another dustbin, and they should be sold, and so that they can be given to the rag pickers are there, and then they can be recycled in the factories, and in this way we can help a lot in saving our environment. Then third is reuse. How can we reuse the things? Suppose you have a bag that can be used again and again, and in this way the natural resources का जो use है that will be saved, कम use होगा. So we should adopt those strategies in which the simple things can be used again and again. For example, paper bags or envelopes, etc., or the plastic bottles which we are using for consuming water and all, and whatever the bottles of jams, jellies and pickles, they should be washed and used in the kitchen for storing the things, so that the natural environment or the natural resources, they can be their depletion can be maintained. But what, even while making everyday choices, we can make environment friendly decisions in our daily activities also. We can help a lot in saving our environment. For example, if we talk about the concept of sustainable development, So in the sustainable development, what should be done? We should use the resources judiciously, and the preservation of the resources should be there for the availability of these natural resources to the future generations. यानी अगर हम अपने इन्वायरमेंट को बिना लॉस कॉज किए एक पर्टिकुलर लेवल तक ही उनका यूज़ करते हैं, देन दीज नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज विल बी अवेलेबल फॉर आवर फ्यूचर generations also. And economic development is linked to the environmental conservation, means there is a great connection between the development, environmental conservation and the economic development. So without causing any harm to the environment, we can contribute a lot in the development of a nation, and that is called as sustainable development. But this development, sustainable development, depends upon the willingness of the people, so how they are behaving towards the socio-economic and environmental conditions and their readiness. You know that we should save the electricity, we should save the fossil fuels, but whether we are contributing, हमारी जो मेंटालिटी है, हमारे जो थॉट्स हैं और उसके बाद हमारे एक्शंस, दे मैटर अ लॉट इन सेविंग आवर एनवायरनमेंट फ्रॉम बीइंग पोल्यूटेड. Now let us talk about the activity 16.4. It is said that whenever you visit a town or a village which you have visited near about 4 or 5 years back, what you will be able to see that new roads have been constructed, new houses have come up. So what is all this? New, for the construction of new houses and new roads, what is required? Material is required, that is bricks and other things are required, and all these materials, they are made from the natural resources. So try and make a list of the materials and their portable sources. So whatever the materials have been used for making roads or houses, you have to make a list of these materials and from where these materials have been derived, कहाँ से लिए गए, कैसे बनाए गए. Suppose bricks are used or cement is used, so or the wood has been used, so what are their resources, कहाँ से लिए गए हैं वो. Then discuss the list you have prepared with your classmates, means you prepare this list and send to me. That will be the part of your this internal assessment or the portfolio. Now, do we need to manage our resources? Yes, obviously, because just we have talked that for the construction of roads and buildings, what we are in the need of? We are in the need of natural resources. In the same way, food, clothes, books, toys, furniture, tools and vehicles, they are also obtained from the, directly or indirectly, they are made from the natural resources. So the only thing we get from outside is energy, means जो बाकी जो सन है वो जो अपनी एनर्जी दे रहा है वो अनलिमिटेड फॉर्म में दे रहा है, और बाकी सब चीज़ें जो है नेचर के अंदर जो है अर्थ के ऊपर प्रेजेंट हैं. और इवन जो सोलर एनर्जी है जो कि सन हमें प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, इट इज़ यूज्ड बाय लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, एंड दिस एनर्जी इज़ हेल्पफुल इन वेरियस फिजिकल एंड केमिकल प्रोसेसेस ऑन द अर्थ. सो देयर इज़ a need to use the resources carefully, because these natural resources, they are not present in unlimited amount. And then with the human population, because they are present in limited amount and population is increasing day by day, so what is there? पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज होती गई, रिसोर्सेज अगर अनलिमिटेड नहीं रहे, देन वन डे विल कम जहाँ पर जब हमारी जो डिमांड्स हैं वो नेचर फुलफिल नहीं कर पाएगी. सो व्हाट इज़ नेसेसरी दैट द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज जो है दैट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव. हमें जो है लॉन्ग रन के बारे में सोचना है कि जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन्स के लिए ये नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हो. And this is the management of natural resources. And second thing, we should keep in mind that some of the natural resources, they are available at particular places only. For example, if we talk about the coal, or if we talk about the petroleum is available in the Assam region, coal are available in the Bihar and Jharkhand regions, but the people throughout the country or the people throughout the world are in the need of all these natural resources. So we should manage these natural resources so that they can become available not to a few people but to the people who are living at far places. And the development of these resources should be available to the different kind of people. Then what is another factor? We should consider that to maintain the natural resources, that is, we are concerned about our environment. If we use these natural resources unjudiciously, for example, mining, इफ़ माइनिंग इज़ डन, कोल जो है उसे निकाला जाता है, उसे हम माइनिंग कहते हैं। तो माइनिंग के टाइम जो है लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ जो मेटल है वो भी एक्सट्रैक्ट विच इज़ डिस्कार्डेड फॉर एवरी टन ऑफ मेटल एक्सट्रैक्टेड। जब माइनिंग की जाती है, मेटल्स को एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जाता है, तो बहुत ज़्यादा जो है लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ स्लैग भी प्रोड्यूस होता है। इसलिए सस्टेनेबल नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज जो हैं उनकी मैनेजमेंट बहुत ज़रूरी है, ताकि जो वेस्ट प्रोड्यूस हुआ उसको क्या हो सके, उसका सेफ डिस्पोजल कैन बी डन ऑफ दीज waste which have been produced during the metal extraction or for another activities. This is all about today. Have a nice day.